Toyota are now selling off their hydrogen-powered cars in the United States for around $10,000. Now, that is not fake, because actually they're offering a discount of 50% on their hydrogen cars. So $25,000 down from $50,000. Now, they were originally around $70,000, but anyway, they come down to 50. Now they've reduced them down to 25, plus you get $15,000 of free fuel, meaning your equivalent cost here is $10,000. Plus you get 0% interest if you want. So you can put no money down, 0% interest, get a Toyota Mirai, a new car that costs Toyota apparently around $90,000 to make. You can get one for around $10,000, but it's still a damn terrible idea, as pretty much any owner of a Toyota Mirai would tell you. Why would they tell you this? Well, most of them are in court right now. And here's what they are saying. They're suing Toyota. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Now, I'm kind of surprised that bullet wasn't aimed at me, considering the stuff that I've said about legacy automakers on this channel. You guys full well know that, I'm sure many of them don't like me at all, which is fair enough. I would appreciate that. Now, that said, I've never sued Toyota. A lot of you think that Toyota are going to sue me though. But anyway, this story is true. Frustrated Toyota Mirai owners are suing Toyota because of their hydrogen vehicle nightmare. Many owners are just saying, we want you to buy it back and save us from this nightmare. But Toyota is saying no, otherwise it would cost them astronomical amounts of money. Because keep in mind, most hydrogen powered Toyotas that Toyota sold to customers didn't have these massive discounts. So Toyota would be up for, actually it wouldn't be that much money, to be honest. Not many have been sold. Anyway, with hydrogen often unavailable at all for days, and the persistent issue of non-functional refueling stations, and Shell just closing down all of their refueling stations in California, which was about 15% of all stations, Mirai owners have now reached breaking point. Many of them are just absolutely furious. Now, guys, I'll be at the Melbourne EV show between the 9th to the 11th of August. I'll be there on the 10th for sure, and I'll be speaking at the show. Afterwards, guys, would love to meet you if you want to catch up. Going to catch up with a few people. You're very welcome to join in. Maybe get a meal, something like that after the show. Nothing firm set in stone yet here. Anyhow, I'll be on the 10th, there on the 10th. And if you'd like to come, it'd be phenomenal to see you. I'll put a discount code in the description for 10% discount on your ticket. The tickets are very, very cheap. They're about less than half the price of the tickets for the Sydney EV show for fully charged. And there's actually going to be more cars there. There's quite a few cars there, guys. There's a new Pulsar. There's a new Zeekr EV. There's 4 new Xpeng EVs. I mean, just that in itself, right, is enough. But there'll be a whole lot of EVs, whole lot of vehicles there that are just coming out on the market that you haven't even seen yet. I haven't even seen them in Australia yet. I've seen them in China, but not Australia yet. So yeah, come to that show to be great. Now, a group of Toyota Mirai lessees and owners are very angry with the reality of hydrogen car ownership. They have filed a class action lawsuit against Toyota. The lawsuit takes aim at Toyota's marketing, which they say is exceptionally misleading, accusing them of misleading consumers about fuel cell EVs' daily usability. Now, guys, clearly none of these Muppets watched this show before they bought their cars. I've mentioned all this stuff so many times, I'm sure you're sick of hearing about it, right? Anyway, the plaintiffs point to a number of frustrations, including very few operational refueling stations, the scarcity and skyrocketing cost of hydrogen fuel, and the Mirai's disappointing range that falls well short of advertised figures. They argue that these issues make the car practically unusable for everyday driving, and of course, there are no refueling stations outside of California. Honestly, guys, this quote here, it's practically unusable for everyday driving. Did they not know this before they bought it? Well, here's the thing. I don't think they did. I think most people went to a Toyota dealership, probably weren't even planning on buying one of these cars. And the salesman said, you know what? We are offering the best deals you've ever seen. The future of the automotive industry, it's hydrogen. I'm telling you now. Get in early. You're going to be one of the first adopters. It's going to be all over the world very soon. And you know what? That was a load of bullshit. Toyota still believes this stuff though. That's the crazy thing. Toyota literally still believes this. As ridiculous as that sounds, they do. Now keep in mind, guys, 97% of the current hydrogen worldwide produced, 97% is manufactured by burning fossil fuels. It's not green at all. Now, will it be in the future? Probably, but right now, it's not. So Toyota is offering a $40,000 discount on the $67,000 Mirai. $40,000 discount on the 67. But please, for the love of everything that's good and for your sanity, do not fall for this. And if you've got a friend that's considering one, please just pay them not to buy it and they'll thank you later. According to the lawsuit, Toyota and its salespeople have told prospective buyers that hydrogen fuel is available and that refueling the Mirai is seamless. Adding, no, I don't know how to say this with a straight face, adding it would be comparable to refueling with gasoline. Yeah, there's 49 refueling stations in all of America. 49. The reality of ownership is pointing to a very different picture. Mirai owners and lessees report frequent struggles finding compatible refueling stations, often requiring very long drives. So by the time they drive home, they've probably used more than half of the energy they actually put in their car. Reaching a station doesn't guarantee success, as issues with broken equipment or incompatible fuel cards leave them stranded, having to get tow trucks. This is disastrous. I mean, they argue that this inability to refuel can render the Mirai inoperable, necessitating the use of a tow truck and alternative transportation. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to tell people, if you've got an electric car, yeah, you're not going to get stranded. You know what? There's probably maybe 300 billion power points in the world. How many hydrogen manufacturing stations are there? I mean, I don't even know if there's any. I mean, clearly there's a few of them, but yeah, you see my point, right? Any that you can actually get access to is my point. Mirai users claim that hydrogen fuel may be unavailable for days at a time and that refueling takes many hours on average. Many hours. Apparently the pumps get frozen or something, they get stuck or something like that. This lengthy downtime is reportedly caused by hydrogen pumps freezing up and locking onto the vehicle. Frustrated Mirai owners are then left waiting over 30 minutes for the pump nozzle to warm up enough for a safe disconnection. Sounds fast and seamless, apparently. Guys, people say the Toyota experience, Toyota won't do the wrong thing by you. The experience will be good. I mean, that's what Toyota's known for. Really? I mean, I don't think that's true, guys. I've reported so many issues over the last 5 years with Toyota vehicles. We're talking about diesel vehicles just being terrible and having these massive problems. DPF filters not working properly, class action lawsuits here in Australia. We've talked about what about the safety failures, right? About Toyota lying about the safety of its cars by putting all fake crap in the doors and stuff, putting all this rubbish in the doors and doing that for the safety cars only and not for the rest of the cars. And that's across many different models of cars. Toyota have admitted to that. We're talking about Toyota being caught for emissions cheating scandals. The list goes on and on and on. I'm like, if this hasn't ruined the brand, if you are clearly an insane brand lover, if this has not ruined the brand for you. As if this wasn't enough, the 357 mile or 575 kilometer and 402 mile or 647 kilometer range of the Toyota Mirai vehicles, different versions, are completely unrealistic. Well, shock horror there. Drivers report consistently falling 100 miles or 160 kilometers shy of Toyota's official figures, massively limiting their travel freedom between refueling, if they can refuel. Now, speaking of refueling, here's the next problem. The lawsuit highlights a 200% increase in the price of hydrogen fuel over the past few years. 200%, and it wasn't cheap to begin with. From $13 per kilogram, that's US dollars, in 2022, to $36 per kilogram in 2024. Imagine if gasoline or electricity prices had tripled in 2 years. This surge means that Toyota's $15,000 fuel card is clearly intended as a trick so you won't realize how much hydrogen fuel costs until you're screwed and your fuel card runs out and you've got to start paying for it. Finally, owners of Japanese Toyota hydrogen cars claim that all the aforementioned problems have severely impacted the resale values of the Toyota Mirai. Now, speaking of EV resale values, guys, I cannot believe the media are saying that EV resale values are shocking and terrible without mentioning the Toyota Mirai vehicles, well, after 5 years, retain 19% of their resale. Now, I'm shocked that they retain 19%. To me, that seems unlikely considering you're getting new Toyota hydrogen-powered vehicles now for about an 80% discount anyway. So that 19% is probably a bit optimistic. As a result, plaintiffs and class members seek damages from Toyota, accusing the company of unlawful conduct. And honestly, I think they're going to win. I think it's highly unlikely Toyota are going to win this lawsuit. The first generation of the Toyota Mirai debuted in 2015, 9 years ago, followed by the current second generation model in 2020. Both of them are only sold and leased in California. Now, the reason is because there are almost no refueling stations elsewhere outside of California. I love the Governator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, right? He was largely responsible for all these hydrogen refueling stations in California. Well, the ones that are left, anyway. But it wasn't one of his better decisions, because it's just led to so much pain for all these people. Earlier this year, Shell announced the closure of 7 of the 55 remaining hydrogen fueling stations in California because, well, supply issues, they get broken a lot, and they don't make any money from them, and Shell saw the writing on the wall. Hydrogen cars are not taking off. Shell's smart enough. You know what Shell's doing? It's converting gas stations into EV stations and shutting down all of its hydrogen stations. Now, what does that tell you? Well, guys, if you're watching this channel, I think you all knew that this would happen. But should we feel sorry for people that are in this situation? Probably should. But honestly, I don't really. You've got to do your research before you buy a car. And a lot of people who've been, going on about hydrogen cars, they are just nauseating in the extreme. They send me anyway, these emails over and over and over, giving me this so-called proof of why hydrogen's going to end EVs and it's superior, blah, 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 blah. There's never any facts. It's just emotion. Thanks for watching.